It's Monday afternoon here at the Sydney, Australia affiliate office of the Blancolirio channel. Sunday evening back home, and we have an important update on the Vilnius 737 DHL crash. Let's check it out. This photo was sent to me by a Blancolirio viewer and needs to be verified, but appears to me to be the actuator for the leading edge slats of the 737 that crashed in Vilnius. And here you can see the hydraulic actuator, just how little chrome there is on that actuator. Here's the leading edge slat. It's located here, and it appears to be in the retracted position. And this whole device is laying upside down in the dirt. Here's the picture out of the maintenance manual of the leading edge slats. And as we see in that picture, we see that slat in this retracted condition. Here's the flat plate that we saw laying upside down on the ground. Here's the leading edge slat itself. Here's the hydraulic actuator, and here's the chrome portion of the actuator. As the slat extends, this actuator extends, extending the slat all the way out to the fully extended position. But in this photograph, it looks like the slat is in the retracted position, a condition that should not be the case when you're landing. For a quick refresher on this system, let's go to Chris Brady's 737 technical site. The 737 has, depending on which model, at least 1, 2, 3 leading edge slats located on the outboard portion of the wing. And depending again on which model of 737, they have at least 1 or 2 inboard of the engine leading edge Kruger flaps. But what we're looking at here are the condition of the slats. And again, depending on the model of 737, this can be displayed on the overhead panel on the leading edge devices panel. There's the 1, 2, 3 slats. There's the 1, 2 Kruger flaps in either the extend or full extend position. Normally powered by hydraulic system B, they can be powered by hydraulic system A using a PTU or power transfer unit, assuming you still have hydraulic fluid in system B. Here's another picture of the leading edge slats and a picture of the actuator right there. And that's a closer view of the Kruger flaps inboard of the engine. These flaps are actuated with the flap lever located here and have a series of gates and notches to prevent you from inadvertently raising the flaps all the way up, for example, in the event of a go-around. And here you can get an idea of the different flap settings. Flaps up, I think there's a flaps 1 setting up there, 2, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, and flaps 40. Now here's what those flap settings look like on the wing itself, from flaps up all the way to flaps 40. These are the trailing edge flaps. These are the leading edge slats over here. The leading edge slats deploy as soon as you begin to move the flap lever. The leading edge slat should be deployed, and the leading edge slats should be fully deployed at or beyond flaps 5. So if this photograph is true, finding the leading edge slat in the retracted position is very disturbing, because the only time the leading edge slat should be fully retracted is when the flaps are fully up. Now on the 737, the trailing edge flaps have a symmetry protection, but the leading edge devices, the slats, have what's called leading edge uncommanded motion protection. So if the leading edge slats are detected to be doing an uncommanded motion other than that commanded by the flap handle, the system will lock out the leading edge devices and prevent them from moving any further. And another very important feature about these flaps and slats is once the flaps are out of the up position and are otherwise operating normally, the auto slats will automatically give you some stall protection. In the event that the aircraft detects a stall, they will throw the slats out to the fully extended position to give you some additional lift and help prevent you from stalling the aircraft. But that may also induce a bit of a nose-down pitching moment. Now, those of you that have watched the actual crash video, which I can't replay here for demonetization by YouTube, but most of you notice there's a pretty steep nose down pitching moment right about here in the approach. And in this video shot from the ski lift area, there's a pretty pronounced rolling moment, appears to be to the right, just prior to impact. So if this picture is accurate, if that's what they actually found at the crash site there, that's a pretty disturbing trend. I mean, those slats, those leading edge slats should have been fully extended for that landing. In order to be on a properly stabilized approach, you would need to have had the aircraft completely configured by 1,000 feet with the flaps and the gear and on speed. Did this crew never get the flaps out? Did they never get the aircraft properly configured? Or was this a problem with a go-around and somehow they got the flaps all the way retracted during a go-around situation? All this will be corroborated quite easily by the data recorder from the aircraft, and the cockpit voice recorder will really paint a clear picture as to what was going on inside that cockpit at the time of this crash. Thank you so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. Oh, and one more little detail. One of the smart remarks in the comment section reminded us that if you're in icing condition and in the 737 you have the engine anti-icing on, that kicks up the idle speed of the engine slightly, further increasing your speed on final or making it even more difficult to slow down. All some of the many little steps along the way, the tiny little holes in the Swiss cheese leading to what appears to be an unstable approach here. Thank you so much for your support. See you here.